Representative Gant, you are recognized to begin in debate, and the clerk will start the clock.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I yield to Representative Harris.
You're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to start out real quickly, and I know that my time is limited, but I do want to share that when I was growing up, we moved from Queens, New York to a small town in Texas, and I was a fat child. I was a nerdy child. I was a child of divorce. I was going through a lot of things, and I don't know if I would be here today if I didn't find Judy Blume, and that is why I'm so passionate about defending her, especially her as an author, because her books got me through so much. They really helped me in a time when I didn't have very many friends and I didn't know people, and I was going through a huge culture shock. You can imagine moving from New York City to a town that had less than the students in my public school. I know this bill is being presented as a refinement of existing law, but the reality is it expands a system that is already led to widespread book removals. We've seen litigation, and we've seen real financial costs for taxpayers and school districts. HB 1119 moves us further away from longstanding constitutional standards by preventing decision makers from considering a book's full literary, artistic, political, or scientific value when determining whether it can remain on shelves. That's a lot. It's full literary, artistic, political, scientific value. That principle is not new and it's not partisan. It should not be partisan. It comes from decades of Supreme Court precedent requiring works to be evaluated in their entirety. When we move that safeguard, we're not just regulating content, we are lowering the bar for censorship. Across Florida, hundreds, and in some cases, thousands of books have been removed or restricted. Florida has ranked #1 nationally in book removals. We have been poked fun of on a national stage. I don't know about you, but I don't like that. Some of the books removed from shelves include classics like Beloved by Toni Morrison. You know, she won a Pulitzer Prize for that book. And you don't win a Pulitzer Prize because you're crass or unsavory. These are not fringe materials. They are core works of American and world literature. This is not theoretical, it is measurable. There have been multiple lawsuits filed over Florida's book restriction laws. My county is dealing with it. Parents have sued the State Board of Education. Major publishers have sued Florida alleging unconstitutional censorship. Federal courts have already ruled parts of Florida's existing framework unconstitutional. So why are we doubling down on a system that courts are already telling us is on constitutional shaky ground? And let's talk about those costs, because even before the statewide litigation costs, school districts have reported spending tens of thousands of dollars annually implementing and managing book removals, compliance systems, and challenges. This is not taxpayer money going to classrooms, to teacher pay, or to student services. It's going to defend these book challenges. And that doesn't include the state legal defense costs or settlement risk, which historically rise when constitutionality cases move through federal courts. So I want you to know whether you agree with every book across the political spectrum. It's not about shielding children, it's about preparing them to confront the world thoughtfully and critically. And there are already systems in place. We have already passed a law that is already burdensome. This bill is not about closing a gap, it's about lowering a standard. Members, we should be strengthening public education, not pulling books from shelves, not exposing taxpayers to more lawsuits, and not inviting courts to strike down yet another Florida law. This makes no sense when there's already a book ban on the books, no pun intended. Please vote no on this bill.